I asked, can we have a farmer's market in the parking lot of IGA for fruits and vegetables? I got the I heard crickets, but I didn't hear, oh yeah, we could do that.
Well, yeah, because that's a solution. That's an action. And we have a council that would rather make decisions that are short-sighted instead of long-term good, and sit there so they can get quotes in the paper rather than take actions that are going to actually help people.
So what I've suggested to certain people is that the people hold a town hall, because I did tell them, you have a right to do that. Mm-hmm. You have a right to hold a town hall meeting and approach your city council with your town hall people. And people say, yeah, that's taking over the city council meeting. Is yours.
It is.
It's yours. They're like, it's yours. It's not theirs. The city council is not their own. We own them.
If you live in Killeen, I don't care if you own or you rent, you pay taxes. Because if you rent, your landlord is passing those taxes on to you. You paid $500,000 for that city council chamber to look pretty like it does right now. Go in and exercise your right. Email the city and tell them that you want to specifically address the council about the food desert on the north side. It's called the Citizens Petition. Mm-hmm. If you email the city and you request it, they are required to give you your 3 to 4 minutes to stand in front of the council and explain what this food desert means to you and your family and your neighbors, and what actions you would like to see the council take.
And with that 3 minutes, I would say, I would get 15 people together, and we would all speak 3 minutes each. Mm-hmm. Therefore, I successfully destroyed your city council meeting. I've destroyed it, because now they got a back burner everything they want to talk about, because I found 15 people to speak 3 minutes. You have no idea how nerve-wracking that would be for them to sit there and listen to you, because they're stuck. Mm-hmm. They can't say, okay, we're finished. They can't say, we're just going to hear from one more person. They can't say that. They can't say that, because once you're on the agenda to speak as a group, the group gets to speak. So I would disrupt their entire meeting by speaking. And if I was me doing this, we would speak at every meeting until they got tired of us. Every meeting, I'd have same 15 people, or 15 more people, 20 people if I could, and we would just take up the entire city council meeting, because guess what? Eventually, they don't want to be there till 10, 11 at night, because 15 people held them up. They don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. But guess what? If I want you to, I can make you. Mm-hmm. Because we need to remember, the voters, they work for you. You don't work for them. They work for you. They've got to work to earn your vote. When you vote them in, you're supposed to still hold them accountable. I don't care if he or she is your friend. They're not your friend in the council. They're your friend when they walk away. But right now, they're not your friend. They're your council person. Hold them to fire. Let's not let them sit there and go, oh, I put her in there. Oh, I put him in there. They'll do what's right. No, they're like children. They're going to screw up. And it's our job to go smack, smack. Get back over there and do it right. That's not what I put you there for. If we start doing that, guess what? You'll see a different council with different votes.
Mm-hmm. Remember that it's your right, and it does make a difference. I've had people tell me it doesn't make a difference, so why bother? Well, why bother? Because the people who are doing this are counting on the apathy. They're counting on people being disengaged. They're counting on people not holding their feet to the fire and not saying, you need to do what's best for the city, not what's best for you, not what's best for the developers that you're friends with. You need to do what's best for the citizens that are paying taxes. So for every person that comes in, and they have to listen to them, like you said, if you get enough of them coming in, they're going to realize that they need to take action. Think back 2 years ago when they were talking about closing one of the libraries.
Oh, yes.
Think about how many people came in to talk in support of keeping the libraries open. Mm-hmm. And what did they do? They changed the budget in order to keep the library open so that that facility was still there. So if you think that your voice can't make a difference, just even if it's just one example, think back and remember that one example. Mm-hmm. Think about the fact that the city is signing an MOU with the Mounted Warfare Museum. so that every year for the next 5 years, the city is going to be paying, I think it was $80,000. It's the amount of Warfare Museum. So they can build that, where it has no direct benefit to the city. But they're not putting money into the streets and the sidewalks.
Right.
You want to talk about the difference between how they treat the two sides of town. I have heard people ask dozens of times for sidewalks on the north side to get fixed. I live on the south side of town. I live over off of Stagecoach. There was one area where a piece of sidewalk didn't connect around a corner. It took me one email asking for that sidewalk to be finished. Now, I expected that this would take years to get done. Within a matter of days, I got an email back saying it's on the list to be done.
Right.
It should be done within the next 6 months. So I was shocked to hear that it'd be done in 6 months. So imagine how surprised I was when 2 days later I was driving to the school and I looked out and here's the street department putting in a brand new sidewalk. So on the south side, one email, I can get a sidewalk built in a matter of weeks. On the north side, people can ask dozens of times to get an existing sidewalk repaired for the safety of kids walking to school, for the safety of the elderly who are walking, because they don't have transportation. They don't have bus routes that are convenient to them anymore. So the only way they can get to essential needs is to walk, and they can get a sidewalk repaired.
Right. Or a sidewalk put in.
Exactly.
Because in Killeen, there's a law that if there's no sidewalk on the side of the street you're walking on, you have to cross the street, walk on the other side. Well, every now and then you have people who walk in the street close to the road because there's no sidewalk. They don't know it's against the law. And the city knows people do it, and it's on the north side. Yeah, to this day, I have not seen a sidewalk put there. When it doesn't take but a minute to do it. It's not like, oh my gosh, they got to dig, 90 feet deep and all that. No. But knowing this is illegal and knowing that it's widely used, why not put a sidewalk there? I don't know. And I've asked, just tell me why. Just tell me why when you know it's widely used. I got crickets. I didn't get an answer. But you're right. If you're on one side of the city, it gets done and the other you doesn't. And our people need to realize that. And we need to react because right now we didn't react and we have 2 stores gone. And like I said, the only store over there is Family Dollar. That's it. So you can go to Family Dollar and you're going to have high blood pressure because everything in there is preservative, so sodium high. Your kids are going to have drinks with more sugar in them than drink. Well, they are because that's it. You're going to be eating ramen noodles till your body turns to a ramen noodle.
You're not going to get any fresh protein.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You can get some milk. Yeah. That's it. You can get some milk. You can get orange juice, which is, as we know now, is not good for your health because orange juice is full of sugar. So the orange juice that we thought was good for you is not. So this is what you got to. So right now you can go to Family Dollar. You can get. I'm not going to say the items, but you can preservative yourself to death. You can get every soda known to man. You can get ramen noodles of the yin yang.
And you can pay twice what you would pay
you
at
can
the
get
grocery store.
You can get sweets. You can get candy bars, potato chips.
Junk food. So basically, you can go and get convenience foods. That's what we call it when we're not in a food desert.
There you go.
When we have the opportunity to go get healthy food. Yes. Those are the convenience foods. So you can go get all of those. Yeah. And you can pay 2 to 3 times as much as you would at the grocery store in order to get them. Right. But that's your luxury for not speaking up, for not demanding that the council put pressure on our KEDC or put pressure on some of these other companies to move in when they offer incentives to millions of dollars of incentives to put in a chemical plant on the north side. Yes. But no action, no incentives to bring in a grocery store. No. So which one do citizens need more? It's more important to have a chemical plant. Yeah. Than it is a grocery store. Because that's going to put 20 people to work. 20. Wait, hold up. But remember, our universities and our colleges in Killeen or Temple don't teach the course that it takes to work for the chemical company. So people from Austin, San Antonio had to be hired and brought here to work.
because they have the curriculum that it takes to work at this 28 people chemical plant. I hope you all understood exactly what I said. Those people who work at the chemical plant, none of them came from Killeen, because we don't teach that.
But the city paid the chemical plant to hire these people.
Yes, we did.
They got a hiring incentive to have people working for them.
Yeah, because they had to move to Killeen.
Right.
So 28 people had to move here because we have a job that requires stuff that we don't teach. Also, Fort Hood doesn't have it either.
Right.
Fort Hood doesn't have the position either. So that was, so that's what we want in Killeen.
So we're comfortable.
Yeah.
What we're saying right now, what we're both saying right now, is that every citizen of Killeen is comfortable with paying hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to our economic development.
Yes, we are.
And to our Chamber of Commerce.
That's another question, another thing. Okay, we're both from bigger cities.
Yes.
And even you go to Austin or whatever like that, your Chamber of Commerce isn't paid by the city.
No.
Chamber of Commerce is standalone. Listen, people, it's standalone, and they make their own money. But in Killeen, we pay the Chamber millions of dollars to have people who work there. And what have you seen them bring? Chemical plant. And by right, if you go to the EPA, no one should live within a 25-mile radius of a chemical plant. Ouch, we have people who live across the street. So that we blew that out of the water. We don't care about that. We just, whatever that, we gave them what they're doing. Also, I think we have Restaurant Row. We have Restaurant Row on 190. Now we have Restaurant Row on Clear Creek, and Stanislaus Loop is becoming Restaurant Row. So our chamber has done that for us.
Car washes.
Oh, we do have, we have enough drive-through car washes that your car should never, ever be dirty, ever at all, because we have Galaxy and a couple other ones all over the place. So we do have that. So you realize we're paying the chamber millions of dollars, and this is what we got. This is what we got. This is it. And you know what? A lot of us fought the city for paying the chamber any money. We said that the chamber should work for their money, meaning they bring a report card back every 90 days. This is what we've done. The city said, okay, here's some money. I'm serious. And if they don't, you don't get no money. They should be paid that way, I think. If we're going to pay them, they need to be paid upon what they do. You didn't do anything? You didn't do nothing this month? No. Now we have a council person. Ooh. And her reason for voting to keep paying them money, millions of dollars, to do nothing, was because she didn't want anybody to lose their job. But we have IGA and HEB, and people lost their jobs, and she didn't say anything about it. I'm just saying.
We have two council people that are on the Economic Development Corporation Board. Two council people. And conveniently, they both happen to have constituents in the North Side. So Ms. Shirley Fleming is on the KEDC board. Mr. Jim Kilpatrick is on the KEDC board. We've had all the council members, with the exception of 3 of them, cycle through.
Right.
So what have they done while they were serving their time on KEDC to help address this?
They sat there.
Yeah.
Okay. And we voted for these. Now, we all need to remember, we're talking about elected people, not selected people, elected people, which means their name was on the ballot and you actually voted for them. We voted for them. And if you didn't vote for them and they won, you voted for them. Just remember, if you didn't vote and they won, you voted for them. Because by your silence being so strong, they won. And I know you're saying I'm talking about you. Yes, I am. And are we stepping on your toes? We do. Because you need to say ouch. Because when people say ouch, then they go do something about it. So you need to remember when you wake up in a couple of days and you won't be able to run to HEB. Now, it not only hurt the north side, by accident, it hurt churches too. Because some people go to church and you run over there to get something. Well, you won't be run over there no more. So I don't know why pastors should be a little bit upset. Should be just a little bit upset, because I haven't heard from them either. And I haven't heard any pastors represent their people, parishioners, to say, hey, what are we going to do about this? I haven't heard that. Maybe I wasn't listening. Maybe they snuck it in and said I didn't know. But used to be they were vocal people. But But I guess they're not either because we're not making them talk.
Well, vocal enough to shut down a Walmart.
They did.
But not vocal enough
Right.
to keep businesses
No.
on the north side or
No.
bring in new businesses.
No.
So here's a very common understanding, and it's very easy to see this. So the north side gets neglected. Property values start falling, but at the same time, tax rates go up.
Mm-hmm.
People are getting taxed out of their houses. People who have owned their homes for 30 or 40 years can't afford to live in their home anymore. So now they have to sell their home because of the tax rate being so high.
But also what people need to remember, some people, we need to look at bigger cities, and this is why we need to look at them. And I'm going to use Killeen, and I want you to imagine the bigger cities. Killeen is growing south. Killeen is. Harker Heights can't grow, they're landlocked. Copper's Cove would only grow so long, too. They're landlocked. Killeen is not landlocked at all. It can grow and grow and grow. But what you need to know is this. Cities will grow south. Killeen is going to grow south until they can't grow anymore. Once they can't grow anymore, guess what the builders are going to come do? They're going to come back in. Mm-hmm. And they're going to go to the side that's been neglected, which is the north side. They're going to start buying a property over there. They're going to build expensive houses, expensive apartments. And guess what? Your little tush is going to be out. Will they care? No. Why? Because they hit the limit of the wall going south. Because there is a stopping point. There actually is. Yes, Killeen can take Florence. That's not hard. Florence, there's nothing really. But when they get to Georgetown, it's not going to happen. So they're going to go back to the north. Now remember, as you drain the north, property value goes down. Your property value won't go up. It's going to go down because now you're going to be a little ghost town with nothing really valuable over there. So your developers that are going south now are going to eventually reach way back to the north. And you who are living comfortably in an apartment, comfortably in a house, are going to be uncomfortable because guess what? They're going to kick your little tush out because they're going to buy your property, buy the land. You're going to be out, and you're going to figure out what happened. Well, growth is what happens. It happens in big cities all the time. Mm-hmm. Big city, people move out to the suburbs. People from the suburbs keep moving back. And eventually, whoops, where we going? I don't know. Let's go back in. So they're going to go back in, and then it's just a recycle. It happens in big cities all the time.
What happened in Detroit?
Yes, it did. In Detroit, it's happened a million times.
Right. So
it's happened a million times.
So people who've been in the same neighborhood,
the
same hood for decades, for generations. Mm-hmm. Now all of a sudden you can't afford to stay in your place because 2 blocks down, they came and bought up the whole 2 blocks. Yes. And they have built these nice new fancy places, but that brings up your property value to the point where you can't afford to stay there anymore. You have to get out. You may not even be able to afford to live in Killeen anymore. Right. You might have to move to Nolanville.
Or somewhere else.
You might have to move out of state. You might have to move in with your kids.
Yep.
But it doesn't matter to anybody in the city right now because it isn't happening yet. So they're not looking at that. Or maybe they are. You can never tell, you know.
But also people haven't experienced it, so they don't think about it. That's the negative part about living in a small city. That's the negative part. Because they don't see what happens in big cities. They don't see, it'll never happen here. We ain't got to worry about it. But they need to understand right now it is because our city is growing in one direction because it can. And with the help of Fort Hood, nobody's going to be told no. If Killeen decides today or Bell County decides today they want to take Florence, guess what? They will align with Fort Hood. They're going to go to the state, and guess what? They win, you lose. So be happy they're going south, but also keep in your mind, when it stops, they got to go back to the north. And they're going to go back to the north with a fierce because they can't make any more money that way. They got to make money somewhere, so you're going to be it. So just think right now, you have no HEB, no IGA. Okay, so that's leaving you wide open.
No Walmarts. Where's your pharmacy on the north side?
They didn't have one anyway. HEB couldn't have a pharmacy because it wasn't equipped.
So, but where's your pharmacy?
You don't have one.
How are you going to get? And now that transportation is cut,
you don't have it.
How are you getting your prescription?
You don't have. You can't. You're stuck because Walgreens isn't open 24 hours anymore. Oops, I said it. Man. Anyway, you're not. You're not going to get it. And people need to wake up now and realize if you don't fight today, you can't fight tomorrow. And I'm telling you, the reason why I'm saying you can't fight tomorrow, because the deal will be done and you're going to be kicked out. Mm-hmm. And you won't be able to fight because you're going to be it's going to be the fight and flight, or your fight will be gone. So your flight is the only thing you're going to have. And your flight to where? To where? Because they're going to demand that you move. And it's easy to get you out of there. All I got to do is make sure you live in a ghost town desert area. That's all I got to do. Because now you're uncomfortable. So now I can come in and sweet talk you to what I want. I'm going to come over here and we're going to redevelop this land. And we're going to put nice apartments in it. You're going to go, yeah. They didn't tell you that you won't be able to afford those apartments. They didn't say that. Or afford those houses. You won't be able to afford what they're going to put in over there. But they're going to make it sound so sweet that you're going to agree. And then later you're going to find out, I can't live in the same area that I just left because I can't afford to. So let's pay attention. Let's look forward. We're supposed to be living in a society that's moving forward. We need to think that way. You need to contact your council people. Contact your mayor. Contact them. And don't ask them anything. Quit asking. Tell them what you want. Tell them what you want. Remember, they work for you. They're elected officials. They don't have a downtime and no off day. 24/7 they are. So call them, email them, call them and email them, call and email them again. And when you email them, email a bunch of other people at the same time. But anyway, do so. Step up to the plate, because what's next? What's next? Just tell me what's next. You don't have any restaurants over there. I took them all away. I'm going to say I took them all away from you, and they're all on the south side. I'm not giving you no luxuries over there. I gave you none. I took your stores. I gave you none. You don't have any recreation over there. You have Long Branch Park. And guess what? It doesn't look Alliance Park. Doesn't look like it. No. There's different things over there. So I even neglected you with that. And you're letting me do so. And you haven't said anything about it. So you know what? Start talking. Quit complaining. Yes, complain on Facebook, but do something while you're complaining.
Here's my final take on it. I can stand up for you all that I want to, but it doesn't do me any good if you're not willing to stand up for yourself.
That's true.
I can't hold you up to help keep you where you are and help improve you. You have to be willing to do it for yourself.
They do. They do. They really do. And like I said, I thought about a group of us getting together doing, press conference. But then again, I thought about it. I live on the south side of the city. So I look crazy doing a press conference. And I don't live over there. It's kind of weird. I mean, it's concerned, but it looks kind of strange. But you know what I intend to do? Remember I told you, remember a while ago we discussed the fact that on the 2nd of November, we're doing the second informational block party. At that block party, I intend to have a petition. And I want everybody who comes to the block party to sign it, because we're going to make it effective. Because we're going to make our city a little bit nervous, because the petition is going to be a reverse petition, and you'll find out when you get there. It's not going to be the same as we normally have. It's going to be totally different. But, I want to deliver the city of Killeen a 300-page petition. That's what I want to do. I don't want to give them one sheet of paper with 300 names. I want to give them 300 pages. And you know how it feels if I deliver you 300 pages and tell you I want you to read them all?
I have a hard time reading their meeting packets. So.
No, I want them to have 300 pages of people saying something. I want them to have I want to be the one with the group of people who we all work together to get this done. I want us all to deliver these 300 or 500 pages here. We want you all to have these. You make your own copies, but here. I want us to do that. I want this packet to have to travel and not lose a sheet of paper. But my petition won't be the one you think. We're going to flip it and do it in a different way, because I like unnerving you with packs with paper. People hate that. And I want to give you 300 pages or more of paper.
You're going to fax them to the city?
No, I'm not. We want to deliver it at the council meeting.
I know that Phyllis has this habit of faxing lots and lots of pages to people when she really wants their attention.
Yes, we're going to deliver it in hand with a group with us to deliver like this here, because that's effective and it's unnerving and it drives you up the walls, drives you crazy. But Melissa, I want to thank you for coming on Kiss Community Connection this morning as we beat up the city.
Always a pleasure.
And I want everybody to remember to Facebook. I'm saying this in her face too, you know. I want you to Facebook Melissa Brown. I do. And I want you to, actually, you can go back and watch past council meetings on there. I've done that too. But I want you to Facebook her so you can keep up. She's provided you with another way to keep up. She's provided senior citizens with a way to keep up. Just to stay on that edge of knowing what's going on. So I want to thank you for doing that. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people appreciate you for doing that. And also she's added on to her task now because she said that anybody that's running for office, she'll Facebook Live them, and guess what? They let you know what they're really talking about. But she's also agreed to that. I was like, what? She gonna do that too? She crazy.
If they invite me, I will go out to their event. I will Facebook Live it because it's important. I don't care what your political views are. You need to know everything about all the candidates. Yeah. So if you're a candidate, send out that invitation because that's how we know as voters that they want you to know who they are.
That's true. That's true. But I want to thank everyone for listening to KISS Community Connections. Hope we gave you a whole lot of information. Hope you follow through and do some of the things we said do, if not all. That'd be great too. And if you need to know more about it, let me know. And also let you know that on Tuesdays, you can go to YouTube and type in KISS Community Connections, and you'll find it on there. Or you can just YouTube my name, and the shows are all there, so you can go back and listen to them. But I want you to remember, you cannot lead a positive life with a negative mind. We'll talk to you next Sunday. Bye now.